Greetings, demons, and welcome to a quick look at the February 2023 Fortnite Crew Pack rewards. So, of course, this is Sylvie, the skin for the pack, which is very cool. I do really like this skin. She's like, I guess she's supposed to be the creator of the hammer weapon in this season, but we'll get a little bit more into that later in the video. Equip her. We also have Croaker. Or Groker, even. Sorry, I've been misreading that the entire time. I thought it was Croaker. Groker, though, little dragon companion, who is little like fire breathing like burpee sort of thing. We'll see that again from the side. 1 second. I quite like Groker. Groker's very cool. Equip him. We also have the Smith's Slammers. So these look a lot like the hammer that's actually in the game right now, and with them being called Smith's Slammers, presumably she is the blacksmith behind them. That'd be interesting there. We also have the Groaked Wrap, which looks very nice, obviously based off the backbling. Very cool. Equip that as well. And then Photonic Striker. If you've kept up to date with this, you'll have the style of Tuned. Very nice. We'll claim that. And let's jump straight into the staging area and check out the skin in a bit more detail. And here we are in the staging area. I haven't made a proper setup for this skin just because I don't really know what really goes with her other than like actual season stuff. But in any case, just first impressions, this is a great skin. I said it kind of already, but I really do just like the aesthetic of the skin. I think it's a very nice looking skin. I like the entire set, honestly. I mean, Groker's obviously fantastic. But, yeah, let's check out real quick what she's like when it comes to weapons. So I got a bunch of different ARs just to test out aiming down sights. We've got the AK. A different, more special AK, other than the Ranger. Scar, of course. And the Primal, just in case that ever comes back. But, yeah, as you can see, there's not really anything that gets too in the way. The little, like, bow around the back of the head and the hair kind of blocks view, but not in a major way. I wouldn't really complain about that. I wouldn't say it's, like, not competitively viable, though, obviously, if you're someone who runs, you know, the superhero skin with no colour or design or anything, just because you think it's more viable, yeah, you're not going to love this skin, but it's still very good, and I see no issue with it for competitive use. As for movement, let's do a bit of building. And, yeah, once again, not really blocking you. You can see what you're doing, which is all that you ever really need. I'm not the fastest builder in the world. I can't really do 90s, but, yeah, for me, this is perfectly reasonable. You've already kind of seen her other movement, but if we just drop down onto here, glider redeploy, that's how she reacts to it. Pretty standard stuff. As for falling, yeah, pretty normal. Climbing, I forget I can't get up. I need to fix this because it's been an issue for the last few videos. Climbing, oh, no. Climbing, and climbing, yeah, there we go. Bit of sprint, bit of fall, and a bit of slide. Yeah, everything is pretty good. Nothing really runs into each other. Even the armor plates seem to actually get out of the way of each other, and the loincloth sort of thing. They all seem to not run into each other, which is always nice. As for emotes, do the Destiny emote. Something a little bit more movement heavy. And yeah, your hands or gloves or whatever do kind of hit the armor panels if they slide past the legs, but that's not too bad. And then something that's a little bit more closed off. Yeah, that seems alright. I'll do one more that's a little bit more of a dance. 1 second. I don't have many dances, unfortunately, but I'll find one. Boogie down. Yeah, so there is a little bit of run into itself, but generally I wouldn't say it's a bad skin for it. Especially with how baggy the trousers are and how big the armor plates are. I'd say that's overall pretty good. As for the harvesting tool, sounds pretty good. Obviously, it's a dual-wield harvesting tool with 2 different sizes. And yeah, I quite like the yellow that follows both of them when you swing them. That's kind of cool. As for the sound of hits, okay. Very nice. Okay, we're going to just hit the tree a little bit just for a bit of wood sound as well. Okay, not too bad. I quite like that. It's actually very, very nice to listen to. But yeah, with that being said, we've seen the weapon wrap on the actual weapons. Let's check it out on the vehicle real quick. And let's get into the light, sorry. It's quite nice. I do quite like it. I think it looks a lot better, like, on the weapons than it does on the vehicles, but at the same time, I quite like this overall. It definitely pops, so that you can see the very distinct difference between that blue and that light yellowish colour. And at the end of the day, it matches with Groker, so if you're a fan of that back bling, you're probably going to want to match with the weapons. In any case, that is going to be it for checking it out in-game. Let's jump back to locker and check that out. So, back in the locker, of course, starting off with the Sylvie skin herself, a Master Smith from an Ageless Kingdom. So she is very much fitting into the storyline and general theming of the season. I love her goggles now, they're a bit futuristic. Generally, her entire look is kind of a mix between that. It is kind of how the season is themed in general, that mixture between like technology and ancient like Knight's Kingdom sort of times. I really like how her armor is built up. It's different, I think is the best way to describe it. It's not something we've seen before, and, you know, some people will complain, you know, why is her midriff showing, why doesn't she have sleeves, stuff like that. It's Fortnite. They're never going to be completely, like, knightly, other than those Season 2 knights back in the day. But, yeah, overall, I really do like her outfit. The colours are really nice, and not that common, you know. We've got some dark, like almost like dirty green. We've got some nice burgundy, black, white, all a little bit off-tone as well. Like, the black's a little bit more blue, the white's a little bit more cream. And then you've got the very bright blue of both the goggles and the eyes, which is always nice, which is also on the chest, actually, now I'm looking at it. Kind of matches with Groker as well, which is always nice to see. A little bit of coherency there. Shoes are armoured. I think she's also got blue socks, which is a fun little thing. You can just about see a little bit of blue between the boot and the cuff of the joggers, I guess. Jogger bottoms. As for her actual lobby pose, I really do like how it includes the housing tool. We've seen this recently with a few different skins, including various skins for the Fortnite crew, but I really do like this effect of having like the entire set represented in the locker, or in the lobby, should I say. I really do enjoy that. That's very cool. And unfortunately, no edit styles, but I still think the skin is exceptional in all fairness. As for Groker, one day this cuddly little dragon will rule us all. That's not ominous at all. But yeah, he's a little pet. He just, you know, does a few little movements and stuff. And I believe, yeah, you can turn off his reactivity so he just doesn't do that, I believe, at all. I think he just does these movements. I don't think he does any of the fire stuff, which, if you're more of a fan of just having a casual pet and not something that necessarily gives away your position by lighting up, this is definitely a good choice. And this is probably how I'll use him. But in any case, very, very cool back bling. I do really like Groker. And then finally, we have the Smith's Slammers. Drop the hammer and also the other hammer. So, listening again for the swing. It's very metallic, and I think that makes sense for a hammer like this. It's not the same as the hammer in-game, the actual hammer weapon, which could be disappointing to some. I don't really mind it. I think this sounds very good, honestly. It's a unique sound. I don't think I've heard this specifically before. The animation, as you saw in-game, is that of the standard dual-wield harvesting tool, so nothing too special there. Once again, I like the colour scheme with the silver, the black, and the burgundy, and then a little bit of pink that's represented with the crystal. It looks really nice. I think this can go with a lot of different sets, a lot of different presets and locker combinations and stuff, which is always a nice benefit for this kind of thing. And I think this is reactive, but not in like a major way. Let's just check. Yeah, it is reactive, but I believe that's just to hits, which is very nice. And then finally, the Groaked wrap. So we've seen this already in-game on the boat, but there it is in the locker in case you want to have that look at it. And then as for everything else, we have the ARs, shotguns, SMGs, snipers, pistols, and explosive weapons or special weapons. Just quickly looking at it on the sniper rifle. It shows a lot more of the lighter colour than I would like. Personally, I'd like a bit more of the blue. but showing it on the SMG, you see a lot more of that blue and the little orange specks, which are very, very nice. Obviously, it's just Groker's color scheme, but I really do enjoy that. But otherwise, other than, I'm not going to go into much detail on this, but obviously the new Photonic Striker tune style, very nice. But other than that, that is going to be it for this quick look at the February 2023 crew pack. So, it's crazy that we're already in February. January flew by, but in any case, this is going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. If you did like it, make sure to like it. Subscribe for now to have the bell so you never miss upload. Otherwise, it's going to be it from me, and yeah. Bye!
Lunar rainbow flag, happy pride, rabbit with facts. Streamer, let's play. They them out like dinosaurs. FNAFN, troll. Not the leader of a cult. Rabbit with sax. It's Lunar.